Hey, so it's me, Dana. A lot of people hate ChatGPT and AI and all kinds of cool stuff. And I love it. I love what it can do. And there's pros and cons, obviously, but people are just so like anti this, anti that, and bitter. And I don't get it. So AI can do good things and bad things, but so does the internet. There's good and bad and everything. So you need to adapt and adopt. So enough about that. Let's continue moving on. So we're planning a vacation, a road trip to Florida again for next fall, maybe November or December, maybe February or January, who knows. So think about Florida, like you go to the state parks and they're 20 to 30 bucks a night, maybe, which is a good deal, but they book up fast. So I need to kind of reverse engineer my planning. What I mean by that is kind of go to my preferred place first and reserve whatever's available and then work backwards, design around that. I can't like start North Florida and then work my way to the Florida Keys. I got to start the Florida Keys and work myself back up because the farther south you go, the more things get reserved. So, anywho, let's move on. To get inspired, we watch videos, and here's one here: 12 amazing natural springs in Central Florida you won't want to miss. So, we used to watch these, and then we're like, oh, number one is this, number one, and get the notepad out, write things down, take notes, and all this other good stuff. Well, here's how I do things now: a lot more efficient, and it just takes a little thinking and creativity. You got to just stop and think, like, man, I wish I could just like extract those 12 things out and somebody would just magically make a list for me and plot them on a map and do all that work, and then I can just look at the results. Well, that's exactly what AI can do. So let me show you how I did this. I come down and you got to expand out the description here. And you go down and you can say show transcript, and there's transcript there, and the transcript pops up over here. Well, you can highlight that just like you do anything else, and all this, it all highlights. It's pretty easy to highlight this. And what I did, I dragged my mouse and dragged it across. So let me do that again so you can see how I did it. So I took my finger off the mouse, put the whole thing selected. So then I can either right click and say copy, or I can hit Control C for copy. So once I copy that, what I do then is come over here and pop into ChatGPT. And the first prompt I did was this here: give me a list of the springs she talks about. Also give me the address and what towns they're in, and if you know if they're part of a state park, if that park has camping, blah, blah, blah. So I pasted in this whole transcript here. All right. So let's scroll down here and let's see what she said. Her ChatGPT told me. All right. So it gives me this response. And it gave me the list closest to Orlando, farthest away, which is cool because I didn't tell it any other instruction at that point. So the more you can tell ChatGPT or AI, the better results you're going to get. But you can modify and ask different things as you go along. So it gave me the list closest to Orlando, and whether it's a state park and whether it's camping, which is what I want to know. And it also gave me this is not a state park. I probably want state parks because I want to be cheap. I want to be on a budget. I don't want to spend 100 bucks a night for camping. I want to spend 20 bucks a night for camping. And I should have specified if it's state parks or not. It does say right here, Florida State Park, so it probably gives me that information. All right, so the next thing I want to know, I don't want to start Orlando and then go out and back to Orlando, then out and back to Orlando and out. I'm coming from Illinois, so I want a map that will lead me from the north and get me there. So the neat thing about ChatGPT, it kind of anticipates what you might want. And here it gives me a quick thing: camping available, which is a quick, nice, handy list. I could just focus on these ones here, but this one down here looked really interesting in the video. And since we'll have our dogs with us, we probably need camping where we could leave the van somewhere with the dogs in there and then go walk around But I don't think this is quite right because Blue Springs State Park does have camping. We know because we've been there. However, the camping is about half a mile or a mile away because we were there and we walked to the springs. So I need to double check this. And ChatGPT can be wrong. All AI could be wrong. And it's suggesting, do you want me to do this? Well, what I did, I said, are you actually able to locate these and make a list of those on a map? And it says, yes, I can show you exactly on Google Maps. Anyhow, what it told me to do is do this thing, export a CSV file and all this and plug it on a map, which is cool. But as I was reading this, it said option 3, you tell me a starting point and I'll generate a single Google route. And Google, it limits you to like 8 stops or something like that on a map. So what it's telling me is like it can actually create this and make 2 driving maps. And then so I said, let's do option C, start from the north. I'll be traveling from Illinois, coming from the north, north to south in a Google route. And it says, yep, and it's telling me what to do. So what it did, it actually created a link that I can use to do this. So if I click on this, it would download this link. Let me open this. And this pops up, and then it gives me this link. So if I start here, copy this, Control C for copy, and then there's a tab here. And if I paste that in there, press enter, look there, voila, it gives me a driving map. It actually starts here at the Welcome Center, then has, if I highlight over these on the left, or shows me on the map where things are. I could zoom in here and see where these are at. So these are the springs. What I'll probably do is go back and just ask for the ones that have camping at the state parks. And then maybe create 2 maps, one with all the parks, springs, and then one with just the camping. So let me jump back to the other one here. So this is the part 2 of the maps. Hit Control C for copy, get back to here, open up another tab, Control V for paste, and then press enter, and then it shall continue on. So it has me come over here to Orlando and then continue here and then go back to the west. What I'll probably do, I'll tweak this quite a bit, and I probably will just stick to the ones that offer camping, and I'll look at the maps actually. I have this map here that has Florida state parks listing camping. So by using this paper map along with Google Maps, I can make me a pretty good itinerary. So I could take a highlighter and highlight on this map so we can get a quick visual when we're driving, where we're going, what we're doing, everything else. So this is part of a bigger plan where I need to plan our entire trip, not just the springs. That's why I said there's 12 locations here, but we probably won't hit them all in one trip. We'll probably hit the ones with camping, or most of them with camping, and then combine this with a trip all the way down to the Florida Keys again. Takes a lot of planning because when camping opens up in the Florida Keys, it books up very fast. Like I said earlier, I got to plan starting there first and work my way backwards. But what I want to do is show how AI and ChatGPT and different things can really help you plan things, not just, I don't know, not just work related stuff, but vacation planning, all types of things. And I've been using it for everything. In fact, I actually pay the $20 a month for ChatGPT to give me more advanced features so I can do all kinds of fun stuff. And whether it's investing, traveling, research for like historical research, genealogy research, I use it for like just about everything. In fact, 5 years ago, if I use Google for, let's say, 90% of everything I was doing for searching and research and everything, it's probably 90% AI now that I use, and maybe 10% Google, or use them in conjunction with each other like I just did here with this mapping. Anyhow, for those of you that hate AI, I hope you find a little bit of room for it to do some fun things like this. We'll see you next time.